Hi everybody, welcome back. I hope you're doing really well. So today's video is a very exciting one. These are my favourite ones to film. I'm going to do my beauty favourites of 2022. It's going to be a fairly long one. I've got quite a lot to get through, so grab yourself a cup of tea and it's going to be a good one. I even washed my hair for you, so don't say I don't treat you. Some fragrance, skincare, loads of makeup to talk about, so let's get straight into it. Off with fragrance, I've got 3 scents that just really kind of stole the show for me this year. First up, this is kind of what I wear every day at the moment. Maison Margiela Replica Beach Walk fragrance. This is so beautiful. I bought this last time I was in Paris. I see these fragrances all the time, and I was in Sephora, smelt it, and I was like, oh my god, that is beautiful. So this, I used to think they were really pricey, but actually now I feel like all fragrance is kind of expensive, so I can justify it, if that makes sense. And I know people love all the Maison Margiela fragrances. I haven't actually tried any other than this, but I love this so much that I feel like I would love all of them. Probably my favourite fragrance of the year, I would say. Next up, this was a brand new launch from Prada this year. This is the Paradoxe perfume. This is beautiful. Again, I actually smelt this for the first time when I was in Paris. It had just launched and they had like a sample of it. At first I was like, maybe too sweet and a little bit too floral for me. Throughout the day I kept smelling it and I was like, oh, actually it's really grown on me. So this is what I use on those days where I want something a little bit sweeter, a little bit more floral. I love the packaging so much. I love how it looks when it kind of like sits on your dressing table. Got a really cool look to it. Last but not least, we have got the YSL Libre Intense. This is my second bottle of this. I actually went on the launch trip of this in Paris, and I loved the original Libre. I used to wear that all the time. I always say it's like the richer auntie version of it. It's got that deep, slightly more like masculine scent to it, very rich tones. I already got through one bottle of this. I wish the bottles were bigger. That's the only thing. They are pretty small, and I don't think they actually do a bigger one. So yeah, I would like a jumbo size one of this, please. Boyfriend always says that like this is what I smell like. So I love like the memories of it. When I smell this, it always just reminds me of like being on that trip and being in Paris. So yeah, absolutely love that. So they are my 3 top fragrances of the year. I'm just trying not to sneeze right now, so I just sprayed all of them. I feel like I'm quite picky when it comes to smells, so I feel like they're all perfect. Now moving on to skincare, I've got quite a few products to talk about. This year I feel like my skin is the best it's ever been. I really worked on kind of stripping back my whole routine, not using any unnecessary products, kind of going back to basics with it, and I feel like my skin has really thanked me for it. So first up, this is the cleansing oil that I've been using all year. It's by Pie, never know how to say it. This is the Lightwork Rose Hip cleansing oil. So obviously they do the rose hip oil, which is really good. I did try it and I wasn't like obsessed with it, but this, however, I am in love with. So obviously I've nearly used it all. So before I get in the shower, I just work it into my skin. It melts everything down, and then I get in the shower and wash it off. All my makeup comes off and I feel super clean. Then usually I'll go in after this with like a double cleanse, maybe something like the Cetaphil Gentle Cleanser. That's a really good one. But yeah, I like to use this just to melt all the kind of initial makeup off. Next up, we've got another oil product. This is the Kiehl's Midnight Recovery Concentrate. I've spoken about this 100 times. This is my 3rd, 4th bottle, I think. I've used this since I worked in makeup, so probably like 3-4 years now I've been using this. All the girls that worked in the Kiehl's shop always used to recommend this, and we used to recommend things to them, and everyone always used to say this. Especially in winter when my skin is just like screaming out for moisture, this is the best thing. So I don't use this every night, probably like 2 to 3 nights a week. Probably 3 in winter when my skin is just like really dry. This is an oil, but it's a very lightweight oil, so it doesn't feel really heavy on your skin. It's really nice to use at night. You have that like spa skin feeling when you go to sleep. And whenever I use this, I wake up and my skin just looks a little bit juicier. So I've recommended this to so many people. A lot of my family use it now, and yeah, it's just a really, really good product. Next up, another one from Kiehl's. They are just one of my favourite skincare brands ever. This is a new product actually. This is the Rare Earth Deep Pore Cleansing Mask. So it's like Christmas packaging because I received it last week, but I imagine it normally wouldn't look like this. But this is really nice. I love their masks because they're in these big, big tubs as well. Doesn't really smell of anything, just very clean. Recently my skin's felt a little bit congested. I kind of get it like around my chin, and my jaw will get a little bit congested. I get like little lumps coming up. I use this maybe like 2 or 3 times since I got it, and it has really helped. It's kind of the equivalent of turning your face off and on again. So it kind of just gets rid of all the shit underneath your skin, just makes you feel nice and baby smooth again. So love that. So while we're on the topic of spots, this is actually a new product. I ordered this I think 2 weeks ago. Like I said, my skin's just had these little kind of weird breakouts. I was looking on Cult Beauty for like a targeted spot cream because I didn't really need something for all over. Skin used to be really bad, and now I'll just like, when I get a spot, my god, do I get a spot. Like it will be humongous, pulsing. I had one here last week and it was literally giving me a headache all day. So I wanted something that was like really fast working, kind of like an overnight action product. So I saw this and this was really highly rated on Cult Beauty, this overnight clearing therapy. This is really, really good. It's a targeted refining paste, this little nozzle, and then you only need a tiny bit of it. And it's kind of like a clay kind of texture. You put this on before you go to sleep. I just put it on that big spot on my forehead, and honestly by the next morning all the redness had gone, that kind of like pulsy hugeness to it had gone. And yeah, I've been using it on all my spots since, and it is literally amazing. So next up, this is the night cream that I've been using. This is by Cetaphil. I love their packaging. It's just doing the least, but I kind of appreciate that. So I've been using this every night for probably about a month. I was using their day cream, the SPF 51, all throughout summer. My skin doesn't really like a moisturiser that's too thick or fragrance, I think I've realised. I used to think if my skin was dry I just need to chuck loads of really thick stuff on it, but actually my skin hates that. So this is the Hydrating Night Cream, normal to dry skin. So although it is quite a thick night cream, it's still really lightweight. It doesn't feel heavy on my skin. It doesn't make my skin feel congested. It's not got a really heavy, thick feeling to it. I love Cetaphil as a brand. All their skincare products are just amazing. I use their cleanser quite often. They're just really simple, clean products, and my skin seems to just really love anything I use from them. And last but not least for skin, we've got 2 hydration products to use. I thought I would include both of these. This is a more affordable drugstore kind of version, and this is a slightly pricier, more kind of luxury item. Both are really good, so I feel like it's good to show both sides of the spectrum. So first up, this is by Medik8, also another brand that I fell in love with this year. So I actually first tried this product in the Sephora advent calendar. They very kindly sent me their big advent calendar. It was like the best beauty advent calendar I've ever had in my life, and it had a mini one of these in it. I used it for about 2 nights, was really loving it, and then I must have left this not fully done up and I laid it down in my drawer and it just went everywhere. So I was gutted about that, and about a week later they asked if I wanted some products, and I thought, you have read my mind. So this is basically a hyaluronic acid based product, obviously really good for hydration. It brings in the hydration from around you. Got vitamin B5 as well. It says to leave skin moisturised from the deeper layers right up to the surface. This, and then leave it a couple of minutes and put my moisturiser on. It's basically just going to draw in all the moisture from there and keep it in your skin in the deeper layers. This one is by the Inkey List, and this is the new one. They actually do a 3 times bigger one, so this is a nice big boy because I get through this stuff quite quick. This is just the hyaluronic acid serum. The Inkey List are another amazing brand. I absolutely fell in love with them this year. Again, just really good, honest products, ingredient-based products, no faff, just doing what you need it to do. It's the same kind of thing. This says use it AM and PM. You definitely can. I normally just use it at night, but actually very similar. I really like with the Inkey List products as well. They kind of put this thing of where you should be using it. So this has like clean, and this is the hydrate step. Then you go on to treat, moisturise, SPF. So I actually think their whole skincare brand is very easy to follow if you are kind of new to a skincare routine or you're not really sure where to start. It is a bit overwhelming. But this one you probably get way more for your money, and it probably does a similar thing. Hyaluronic acid is hyaluronic acid at the end of the day. Love that. I think that's all my skincare bits. I tried to narrow it down because I feel like I would just go on forever and ever. Moving on to makeup, this is the main event. We've got a lot to talk about. 2022 was an amazing year for new brands, new products, everything. One of those years where I genuinely felt excited about makeup again. It was really nice this year to see people be able to be creative again, shooting things. Like, I love seeing stuff like that. So yeah, very exciting year for brands. I've got a few of my favourites here to talk about. So I'm going to try and do this in some kind of methodical order, but I just don't think it's going to work like that. So this is me trying. First of all, I've got 2 palettes to show you. It was really hard to choose just 2. There's been a lot of good palettes, but these are the 2 that really stood out to me. First of all, we have got the 90s palette by Vive. Vive just smashed it again this year. I love all the products they bring out. Packaging in particular just really speaks to me. I'm obsessed with it. But yeah, this is the 90s palette. So I love how big the palettes are as well. A very cool tone palette, very 90s vibes. Just beautiful. I love these like silver shimmers. I've been very into silver this year in general. Next palette, this was a very late entry. I only received this a couple of weeks ago. I used it in my last video and I am in love with it. This is the Isamaya Beauty Wild Star palette. The packaging alone is just literal art. That whole collection is stunning. Again, she's somebody that I just absolutely love. I've followed her for a long time. She's just so genuinely creative, and it's kind of bringing something new to the beauty industry, which I think now is quite hard to do. There are 2 brands this year that I think managed to bring something very new to the beauty space without being gimmicky, like overly out there. They're just genuinely good products, but have that really creative flair to them. So, but yeah, this palette is beautiful. Look at that. Actually stunning. Also very usable. I think this will be one of those palettes that I'll take away with me a lot. because although you've got all these beautiful shimmers, these really nice matte shades, so you've got like your mixture of browns, black, really nice kind of vanilla-y base shade, big mirror as well. So honestly, I feel like I will get a lot of use out of this. Shimmery shades is perfect. I'm going to do a New Year's look at some point, and I feel like I want to do this one. Shimmery shades are just the most perfect thing. I used this one in my last video, and honestly all night people were like, what is on your eyes, what is that? Yeah, I'm very excited for what Issa are going to do next year as well. So next up, a few base products. I've tried to narrow this down as much as possible. I feel like I've loved a lot of the products that I've tried this year. These are like very, very standout ones for me. First of all, I don't think anybody's shocked by this. This is the Giorgio Armani Neo Nude Foundation. I have used this non-stop for about 2-3 months. This is the True to Skin Natural Glow Foundation, and honestly I feel like that is the best way to explain it. It does look like your skin. I've got it on today. It just gives a really nice amount of coverage, really glowy but dries and sets down, and it's just become my favourite foundation ever. It's kind of got a tinted moisturiser feel to it with a little bit more coverage, so actually perfect for every day. Also very buildable, and yeah, I'm just obsessed with the finish of it. I think it just makes your skin look amazing. It's my favourite foundation of the year by far. My eye is twitching. Can you see that? I hope you can't see that. So next up, concealer. Again, don't think this will be a surprise to anybody. This is the NARS Soft Matte Concealer in the shade Custard. It's been very much loved, as you can see. I think I've gone through about 2 of these this year. They do last a really long time actually. You only need a tiny bit of it as well. I use this pretty much every day. I love the consistency of it. It's really easy to use. I actually like to pat it in with my finger. The warmth is really good for just melting it into the skin. I've got it on today. It's just the best thing ever. I was always a liquid concealer girl, and then I tried this and it just changed everything for me. I actually love the cream NARS concealers as well, but there's something about this that just has a different level of coverage. It just gives you that like airbrush finish to your skin. So yeah, stunning, stunning, favourite concealer ever. On to bronzer, another late entry. I feel like a lot of my favourite products have come very late this year, but this is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Cream Bronzer. I've got this on today. I've got the shade Golden Tan. This is beautiful. Again, I feel like this is going to last me forever. I've been using this for like 3 weeks and it hasn't even really gone down at all. Really loving the Refy cream bronzer. However, I feel like it is a little bit too warm. They brought out a cooler one and I feel like that's a little bit too cool, which is obviously just for my skin tone, but this is like the perfect in between. It's a cream, it gives your skin that really nice glow. It doesn't look too powdery, especially in winter when my skin is a little bit drier. I want to try and minimise the powder on my skin as much as possible. Try and stick to just setting powder as the only powder that will be on my skin. And then using cream products just really helps keep that glow in your skin, and this is just perfect for that. Next up, I've got 2 blushes to talk about. This one, I feel like I just couldn't possibly leave it out. I'm pretty sure this was in my 2021 or 2020 favourites as well. Not a new product, but just one of those that I just will love forever. So this is the Fenty Beauty Girl Next Door highlighter. It's actually a highlight, but I use it as a blush. As you can see, it's been through some things. I'm literally in love with this. I've got this one on today. It just adds that kind of blushy highlight look, which I love. It's like my 3rd one. I think I've used it for about 3 years now. And yeah, obsessed with it forever. Thank you, Rihanna. Next up, this is also a very new one. This came through the other day. I got a nice package from Honest Beauty, which I believe is Jessica Alba's brand, which is very random. I didn't know she had a brand, but she does. The cream cheek and lip colour. This is the shade Coral Peach. I am in love with this. I got a little bit of this on today underneath the Fenty one. I've been using this kind of day to day and it's just that perfect flush of colour. The consistency is really nice, and kind of same as what I was saying about the cream bronzer. It's that really nice healthy glow to your skin, and this is just the most beautiful colour. I used this the other day on my cheeks and lips. I love kind of matching my cheeks and lip colour together, and it just worked perfectly. So love the formula of that. It's nice when you just randomly try something from a brand and you really love it, because now I'm quite excited about this brand, which I hadn't even really heard of. So I like the packaging as well. It's in this like cute little tin. It just feels really clean and nice and easy to kind of just pop in your bag. Last product for kind of base makeup is the Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Beauty Light Wand. Look how rubbed off this is. I can't even really see that. This is a very loved product. It has one of those little spongy tops to it. I normally just pat it off with my finger because I think sometimes going straight on my skin is a bit much. And then I just kind of pat it on my skin. It just gives the most amazing glow. I have got a bit of this on today, like on my cheeks. I think I probably need to get a new one because this is on its last legs, you know, and they start smelling a little bit cheesy, and I think I probably shouldn't put that on my face. Yeah, I'm a big Charlotte Tilbury fan. All her skincare products are stunning. This is probably my favourite Charlotte Tilbury product ever. A couple more eye products, which I probably should have included with the palettes, but as I said, there is literally no system here. So I've got a few liners and my favourite mascara of the year. So I'm going to start with mascara. This is the Kosas Big Clean. I haven't used anything but this since I got this. I probably had it about 4 or 5 months. I'm actually starting to prefer it now. I love when mascara is a little bit more dried out. I feel like it gives you that really nice clumpy effect. I'm a big fan of a clumpy lash. I know it's a controversial one, but I love them. I was obsessed with this. The brush is so nice. It's really nice, big, chunky brush. It's slightly curved, so really good for getting like right in there. But yeah, that's the best mascara. I've probably ever used in my life. Next up, we've got the KVD Beauty Tattoo Pencil Liners. I did the shoot for these, so I had these very, very early on. I was using them pretty much all the time and I wasn't allowed to talk about them. Like one of my proudest moments of the year was that coming out. I always used to use the OG tattoo liner. It was like one of my favourite products when I used to do like a liquid liner every day. I'm way more into a pencil now. I don't know why. I don't know when that transition happened, but it just did. Got the brown one on today. They're really good. They just don't budge. Very long wearing. Yeah, I've got the black and the brown ones here. They're my kind of go-tos. But there's like a really cool range of colours. A really nice tealy, green, blue. But yeah, really long lasting, really high pigmented, easy to blend. A little nib, and then you kind of just roll them up from the bottom. So no like sharpening. You have to like faff around with that. They last a really long time in your waterline as well. Normally the first place that your liner will disappear, but these last a really long time. So they're a brand that I've loved since I first got into makeup. So being on that shoot was just like the craziest thing ever for me. And yeah, that was a really big moment for me this year. So yeah, love those. Very happy memories. Last but not least for eyes, I've got one of the shadow sticks from About Face. I had loads of these and I just can't find where I put them. I have loads of About Face eye products that I love. I can't find any of them. I've tidied up too hard and I don't know where I've put them. A big like really shimmery eyeshadow from About Face. It's called the Bling Ring. I've been using that non-stop, but where is it? I don't know. So we're just going to talk about this today, but I will include that in the description box. So again, About Face, beautiful brand. I worked with them quite a bit this year. This brand is created by Halsey. She does all her own makeup, which I think is really cool. Again, it makes a big difference when you have somebody who has a real understanding of products and what you need. So this is the Kill the Lights shadow stick. This is what I use when I'm doing like a big black smoky eye. These super chunky shadow sticks. Really easy to use. I think all of their products are just very fun, very creative. They kind of encourage you to just let go of all the things you think you know about makeup and just have fun with it. Amazing pigment, really easy to blend, very, very long lasting. So last but not least, we've got a few lip products to talk about. Starting off with lip liners. These, again, I think just stole the show this year. These are the Refy Beauty Lip Sculpts. Again, Refy, one of those breakthrough brands, have had another amazing year. All the products they've brought out have been stunning, but these for me are just particularly special. So I've got two of the shades here. I've got Blush and Fawn. You can tell Fawn is very loved because she has disappeared. If you've never used these, they're very, very cool. So they're just like a wind up pencil. The shades are amazing as well as like a really good range of nudes. This is the shade Blush. This is actually very similar to my natural lip colour, so I use this kind of day to day when I want something a little bit more natural looking. So you just line your lips with the pencil and then unscrew this, and you've got this setting fluid in here. And you just kind of put that on over the top of what you've just done. These literally do not budge. Like, I've worn these for nights out. I've worn these out eating and drinking. Not going anywhere. Absolutely amazing. It's a very hard thing to get right, and they absolutely smashed it. Now, last but not least, these are my favourite lipsticks of the year. Starting off with another product from About Face Beauty. These are the matte painted lip colours. Shade Obscure Desire. Again, like the nude range of these are perfect. This is quite like a deep brown shade and I love it. The packaging of these as well, they've got that kind of like really fun, playful vibe to them. You can use these anywhere as well. I have used these on my eyes, I've used the colours on my cheeks. Eye paints as well, you can use them kind of universally, which I think is really cool. Very long lasting matte formula as well. So yeah, these had to be mentioned. But next up, I've got one of the lipsticks from Kash Beauty. Kash is owned by Kaylee, who is gorgeous. If you don't follow her, you should. She is beautiful. One of my favourite nude lipsticks. This is the shade True Nude. And it's just this beautiful kind of almost peachy undertone. These peachy undertones just really speak to me. They're what I always seem to be drawn towards, and this is just beautiful. So I have had this for a while, but I've been really into using it recently. Colour is quite similar to what I've got on today, so I do seem to kind of go for these like peachy nudes. Like a matte, slightly satin finish, so it doesn't have that really drying feeling. It's still really long lasting and has very full coverage, so yeah, love those. And last but not least, I've got 3 lip products from Vive to talk about. So these are the Modern Matte Lipsticks. I've got one of the ones from the 90s collection just because I feel like we need to talk about that packaging. Let's all just appreciate that. Just obsessed with that packaging. I think it's the most beautiful thing ever. This is the shade Bite. I've been loving this kind of colour. Like a very deep vampy kind of brick brown red. Absolutely beautiful. I love that shade. This looks amazing with really fresh skin and not a lot on your eyes. Just kind of like all the focus on this. It's perfect for this time of year as well. I love that look. Of the Lip Dew glosses, this is the shade Pesca. I've actually never been like a massive gloss person. I don't know why. But I just really love this and I really enjoyed using this. I use this a lot in the summer as well. See, it's just got that beautiful peachy nude undertone to it. It's just beautiful. They are described as a glossy lip oil, which I think makes a lot of sense. They're not super sticky. I think that might be what puts me off gloss a lot. I don't really like that really sticky feeling. But because these are more of a lip oil base, they don't. So they give you that really high shine without being really sticky or moving your liner or anything like that. There are a few other colours as well, but I feel like I was saying, the peach is just do something to me. And then last but not least, we have got the Vive Modern Matte Lipsticks. These are the OG lipsticks from Vive. This is the shade Treasure. This is the one I've got on today. I love this. It's my nude lip that I reach for all the time. I feel like this is the one I feel the most me in. Again, really nice matte formula without being drying, really long lasting, and yeah, just beautiful. Is that it? I feel like that's it. Definitely gonna be things that I've forgotten. I'm gonna be kicking myself when I start editing this, but they are my 2022 beauty favourites. Off the top of my head, they're the ones that really stood out to me. They're the ones I seem to reach for the most, the ones I've got the most use out of. As always, all the products that I've mentioned will be linked in the description box down below. I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching this and thank you for being here. Massive thank you for another year of your support. Another year of me making videos, which has gone so quickly, and I just appreciate all your support so much. I wouldn't do it without you, so thank you so much. Which will also be my last video of the year, so hope you have a beautiful new year and I will see you all next year. Love you.